we've been driving the Maruti Suzuki Victoris for the past couple of months now. In fact, living with it. City traffic, open highways, weekend drives, airport runs, all of it.
So yeah, this is no first drive review. In fact, this is what it's like living with the Victoris and how it's been when a car becomes a part of your routine.
Our Victoris is the ZXi Plus optional all-wheel drive, which is powered by a 103 horsepower 1.5 litre naturally aspirated petrol engine paired with a 6-speed torque converter automatic. And we've driven it for over 5,000 kilometers over the course of around 4 months.
In the city, this car works really well. The steering is light, visibility is excellent, and shooting into gaps is also easy. It doesn't make you very nervous. Traffic driving is stress-free thanks to the 6-speed automatic gearbox, which works smoothly. After long jams, you don't step out feeling tired. It doesn't need getting used to. Within a couple of days, everything felt familiar. Controls, seating position, visibility, all very straightforward. Well, while I spent a lot of time driving this car in the city, Soham here has done some really long stints on the highway.
Yeah, so immediately after I joined our fleet, I took it on a 1300 kilometer round trip from Mumbai to Amravati and back. And that trip really brought out a lot of positive points about the Victoris. Chief amongst which, let's start off with these seats. As you know, Rahul, these seats are really nice, large and supportive. And even after that long 8-9 hour drive, I got out of the car completely normal, no backache, nothing to speak of. So yeah, it was really comfortable. And on the drive there, I also must say that I really like the ADAS features. They worked superbly well.
Right.
The autonomous emergency isn't intrusive. The lane keeps you centered in the lane very easily. There's no sudden tug at the steering wheel. That was really good. But one thing I must say is that highway efficiency wasn't great. So I averaged around 13.7 kpl, which is not that nice. And especially when you consider that this doesn't even have a turbo.
On highways, the Victoris settles into a relaxed rhythm. It cruises comfortably and feels stable at speed. Overtakes are predictable if you plan them. It's not aggressively quick, it's more gradual and smooth.
True. Same, I think I feel in the city it suffices, the performance is good enough. You don't really need explosive performance, like you said.
Yeah.
It needs to be worked on a little to, make those long overtakes. You need to calculate those, and the car does feel a little strained, but it gets the job done. And city efficiency isn't great either, as I managed to get 8.9 kilometers to a litre.
There's even a strong hybrid powertrain on offer that has a claimed efficiency of 28.65 kpl. And this certainly makes for a compelling option at a time when fuel prices are only set to rise.
The ride comfort really stood out to me. We know that the Samruddhi doesn't have the best surface.
Absolutely. I'll second that. It really creases out all the undulations, and it's very quiet. While over bad bumps, it doesn't really filter into the cabin, which is really good.
And especially, like one of my friends we are traveling with, she tends to get really car sick, and she was absolutely fine throughout the way. So, that speaks a lot about the way this car rides.
Inside, what I like is the simplicity mixed with the tech. The feature list is strong, and you notice that in the daily use. The infotainment is quick, the digital displays are clear, and the wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay work seamlessly too.
What I really like about the Victoris' interiors is that it's got ton of storage space, even for little knickknacks like your coffee mug right here, there's storage here. Even the door pockets have large spaces to store a 1 litre water bottle, which I generally find very annoying in some cars where you can't even store the bottles easily. So that's a very big plus for me in the Victoris. Another big thing is that it's got a lot of charging options going on here. You've got 2 Type-C chargers that you can use. There's even a wireless charger, so I'm really impressed with the stuff that it offers.
Yeah, and speaking of storage spaces, we must say that this is the petrol automatic all-wheel drive and not the strong hybrid. Now the strong hybrid gets a smaller boot than this one, so this one still has a reasonably sized boot which can easily accommodate your family's luggage for a weekend. But Rahul, I must say, on my drive to Amravati, this one doesn't get a spare wheel as standard.
That can be so worrying.
Exactly. So a lot of anxious highway miles. But on the flip side, I did use that space to put in some more luggage.
Right. I don't know how you feel about the second row seat. In my opinion, when I've had passengers sitting in, they weren't really comfortable 3 abreast. So maybe 2 were comfortable, but 3 it was a bit of a squeeze.
Yeah, it is a bit of a narrow cabin, but you can sit two absolutely comfortably. That's not an issue.
Okay, let's list down a few things that we like and don't like so much about the Victoris. I'm going to state one like and one dislike, and I'll ask Soham to add his as well.
Sure.
So starting with mine, one thing that I really like about the Victoris is that it has manual controls for its air conditioning and infotainment, which unlike many modern cars come with touchscreen. Everything is on the touchscreen. It's damn irritating. So this is something that I really like. Now, one thing that I don't like so much about the Victoris is the beige upholstery, which in the long-term use might get dirty very easily. So, what about yours?
Yeah, so I'm going back to my long drive, and on that, I found that in the dark on a highway, the LED lights work superbly. Even the fog lights are LED, so they do a great job of illuminating the road in front of you. And for my dislikes, I must say that one of the weakest points in this particular model is the engine, this 1.5 naturally aspirated engine. I just think it is really underpowered, and given that the chassis of this car is so well sorted, it really deserves a punchier engine.
This being the all-wheel drive also adds some flexibility, which none of its rivals have in this segment. While our time with the Victoris was largely fuss-free, we did have a not-so-small glitch. The fuel gauge stopped working and it displayed only empty, even with a full tank of fuel. After living with the Victoris for the past couple of months, the simple summary is this. It's dependable, comfortable, feature-rich, and a very, very easy car to live with.
Yeah, it's not dramatic, it's not big on wow factor, but it is a fuss-free SUV that delivers consistently. And for a long-term daily driver, that matters more than anything else.